again, a new edition of the Market Report.
Yes, this week it's us two again, no? Last week was with Taco.
Yes, I was on holiday in the Netherlands.
Correct.
That was the weather was fantastic, the same as in Spain here. We talked about it this afternoon about Spain. We are in the south of Spain, and fortunately it's quite busy. A lot of tourists come by car, by the way. So we see a lot of number plates from England, but especially from
because a lot of people
Holland, Belgium,
exactly.
Yeah.
From the UK, they come with a boat, they go to Santander, and then they drive down. I didn't realize that people were doing that, but actually quite a lot of people are taking that boat from Santander to, I don't know which place.
Yeah, when I came back last week with a plane, it was quite empty at the airport, so I thought, this is not a good sign for the tourists. But when I came here, it was quite busy, not as busy as normal, but quite busy. So a lot of people come by car.
Exactly.
Yes, holiday season, but not holiday season on the stock markets, I think.
No. There's always a lot of things happening. You can talk about it for hours, I think.
We will do that, but we stop the camera after 10 minutes.
After 10 minutes. No, it's as you say. We always have a lot of questions, and the majority of the people I think is why is that market keeps going up? No, why is that market that high? And what is happening? Because there's so much negativity, news, unemployment figures.
If you look at this week, all the Q2 figures of the countries,
really bad.
I didn't see growth figures somewhere.
No.
Today the Netherlands came with 8.5 percent shrink.
Yeah.
That was on the good side, because if you look at the, for example, at France, that was almost 15. Spain 18%. In the UK 20%.
The UK was one of the worst.
Yeah,
and that's also I think maybe Brexit in there as well a little bit, no?
Probably, but it's quite, and also the.
But those figures have never happened in the past, eh?
No.
Well, it might have happened in the past, but I mean, we are confronted with such extreme...
But on the positive side, we are now in Q3 and there is growth.
Yeah, it's I mean, after this only thing, you might think...
only growth is possible.
Only growth is possible. If not, then I think we won't be recording the next month.
No, and that's always, if you have a stock and when it goes down 50%, it has to go up 100%, then you are on the same level.
Yeah, or it goes down to zero.
Yeah. So that was quite some negative market data, but there were some positive market data from the US.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt you, but started I think last Friday, a week ago, with the unemployment figures, that they were quite good, and that was what we think was also the sign that gold went down a little bit, because
it was a bit of a relief. Because gold last week, as we speak,
the highest,
the $2,070 never happened in the past, not that high. But also the shrink of the US economy. Of course, we were last week. I mean, it was 35%. Those figures came out. That is extreme. That's even worse than
Q2
after the second
World War.
If we look at the positive thing about the US, of course, there's still not an agreement between the Congress and etc. But the positive thing is that the unemployment figures for the first time since March were below 1 million.
Yeah.
So what's the word for it? I can't find the word.
For what?
The help, the
support package?
Support package. Well, Trump signed in the weekend the continuation of the support package, so that instead of $600 a week, people get $400 a week. But the support request for unemployment payment, that has a name, I can't find the name. It doesn't matter. It was actually the first time that it was below 1 million for a week. So people are starting getting back to work. In Spain, also positive. 3/4 of the people that went into temporary unemployment are back to work. Of course, a little bit of support there by the tourism and the majority of the people, of course, work in the hospitality sector, etc. So that is positive. But yeah, I mean, like you say, what everybody's really cautious about, and we saw it today as well. In Spain, they're having an emergency meeting about, whether the schools are going to go open in September. They are worried about, the figures are from Wednesday, they have multiplied the cases from 4,000 to 8,000 a day. So, but of course, don't also underestimate the amount of tests. I mean, much more people are being tested than
definitely
when we have started in April. So automatically, I mean, we might have it, but we don't know.
We had a client 2 days ago, and she was tested for 2 times.
For 2 times, yeah.
two times negative, but so a lot of more.
Just
tests.
because she was in the surrounding with people that had it. So,
so it's good. Yeah, definitely. My daughter was also tested.
And no.
Exactly. Yeah, so also a lot of financials.
Yeah.
Financial stocks came out with figures, and it's a Dutch company, a Dutch insurance company, but most of the revenues are coming from the US.
The United States.
Aegon,
yeah, and I think it's also they have in Spain. They have the brand is also active in Spain,
yes.
and it might be even active in the United Kingdom. I'm not sure.
I think so, yes.
But what happened with them? Of course, they have life insurances, and for the first time, their predictions didn't come out because they had to pay a lot more.
3 times more.
3 times more than normal due to the fact that a lot of people, of course, ceased due to the corona crisis.
Yeah, and they also announced not to pay out a dividend of 2019.
Exactly, they said that the shareholders will need to tighten up the belt a little bit the next couple of years at least, because they want to basically release or reduce the debts, the outstanding debt that they have.
So there was negative news. And
negative news.
The
and
stock
the stock went down.
How much?
I think from when they announced it to
Thursday.
today, it was about. Yesterday 8, today 3.5, so about 11-12%.
Yeah. But today it's a negative market. So
it's a negative market.
More
So it's double. Yeah.
Today it's Friday, by the way.
Exactly.
And also Dutch bank, Rabobank.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of foreign people.
No, but I think it's nice to say that
there was a positive message from them. Of course, they couldn't give any expectations for the coming quarters, but and I think it's a reflection of what's happening with the majority of the banks globally, actually, because you see that all the banks are putting up the reserves. No, that's what they have to do.
Yeah, but I think it's important to mention they have a product. They pay out quarterly dividends.
Dividend, correct.
And they were not allowed to pay out, but there was an extra sentence: they can't pay out
cash
dividends. So they are now investigating if they can pay out in stock dividend. Yeah. So that can be a sign not only for shareholders of the Rabobank, but also for the sector.
Yeah, because banks are still making profit. There's not a lot, but they're not in losses yet, so that is positive.
I want to jump to this one.
Yeah.
CureVac. Because we talk about a lot about COVID-19.
All the time.
Yeah, it's a Dutch, German company. Not everything is Dutch. It's a German company, and they announced Friday that they raised another 200 million euros. Partly for production of vaccine and partly for more investigations.
Yeah.
And they also already received 300 million euros.
Are they listed?
Yes, from
Germany.
From Germany. They received already 300 million from Germany, and they did already a round, and they also from the market, and also received, I think, 500 million euros.
What is the share doing? Did it go up?
I didn't look after this morning.
Okay.
I didn't see it after this morning. And there was also an announcement today from Europe.
We talked about it. Basically every week we had a discussion about one of the vaccine, the hope on the vaccine. First we had Moderna in the United States. They started the stage 1 trial on 30,000 people. Novavax was last week, and all the shares they went through the roof. We had an exponential, like 100% in the last 2 months.
Yeah, I think so. I think that CureVac, that Trump or the US were interested to buy it, but they didn't want to sell it to the Americans.
Is Trump going to buy a German vaccine?
No, not German, but the US.
Okay.
And they didn't want to sell it to, and that's maybe, I don't know, sure, that's why they received the investment of 300 million of Germany.
Okay, because I read one article that Trump said, well, that he's pushing as much as possible that they have a US company delivering the vaccine.
Yes, of course, but if they are not the first one, then better buy one.
What I find funny is that Europe is actually buying the vaccine from a British company. So we have Brexit, and they're buying.
But it's all not necessary, because who announced that he has the vaccine this week? Putin.
Putin, yeah.
There was also in the news, I think maybe you saw it, but there was not a lot of attention to it from.
No, they kept it quiet. They kept it quiet a bit, I think. Yeah.
There was another company, no? That said something about COVID-19.
We had No, we had Moderna, we had Novavax, we had AstraZeneca with Oxford, and we had Europe buying 300 million of those.
When you see investors to take the risk and they jump on those stocks.
But what you do see is, I mean, we presented from the bank, we presented a little basket.
Yeah.
Of course, it's risky, and of course it's. But if you have that spare cash, you don't know what to do with it. I mean, if you dare, and like I said, it's a speculative thing. When you see that little basket, you can look it up. All the major vaccine companies are in there. I mean, Sanofi, Pfizer has. I mean, everybody that. There was one company actually. It was really funny. You remember the client that was? You were still on holiday last week, no? We had a client here, and he bought a share for 30 cents. I think it's called RLF, and they had a medicine on the shelf, like literally at the bottom of the shelf, like something that nobody wanted, and that stock went down to 1 cent.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he looked at his portfolio and said, "What's going on here?" So the price, I said, well, "I'm not. The market is actually not doing anything, and I'm making all of a sudden I have so much more money." And what happens is they have a cure. So when you come out of the intubation system, your lungs are affected.
Yeah.
And they have a medicine for
to cure that.
To cure and basically to give your lungs a boost.
What's
so
the
that
name of
medicine,
the company?
RLF.
Okay. That was I was referring to.
It's listed in Switzerland, and the price went up to nearly 1 Swiss franc. So from 0 to 1 Swiss franc.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. So.
Wow. Good.
Yeah.
And Fannie Mac?
Yeah, that's maybe not so funny. Fannie Mac. What is basically what is a signal is when what has been seen as a signal is that because they're the largest lender in the US, if I'm not wrong, mortgage-wise, one of the largest. They have implemented an extra rate, an extra commission basically for people having a loan with them to protect themselves for a possible financial disaster. So, and that's been seen.
Risk surplus,
Yeah, that's been seen in the market as something. Oh, we should be cautious. And it's also what we said before. You know, if you look at ING, 50 billion on.
It's really
balance.
indicated from the market.
It's something that you
should
be careful about. And of course, we're not here to say that we're going to have a financial crisis.
Yeah.
But these are warnings, I think.
Yeah, and then to finish also in the US, Fortnite, a game, popular game, shooting game. I think it was the most popular game for years.
Yeah.
Epic Games is the producer of that company, and they said to new users,
to Apple
if you come directly to us and you buy it with us, you pay 20% less.
Yeah.
And they said it because the App Store of Apple is charging them around 30%. When Apple found out, and also Google, they threw them out of the App Store. And now it's going to be a big case, and Epic Games is saying, okay, you have to power Apple and Google, and you misuse the power.
Yeah.
So it's quite an interesting one to follow, and it can be a precedent for new developments.
And it's also a bit of a signal of what we discussed 2 weeks ago in the market report is about the Congress having them Facebook, Apple, Google in front talking about the monopoly position. It's obvious that these are clear examples, and it's also with Amazon. Nobody can. I mean, Amazon is going to the Netherlands. You can't. As a shop, you cannot say I will not join. No,
but I think it's good that there are in the Western world are discussions about these topics.
Absolutely.
And that at the end it's good for the market, and at the end it's good for everybody. Yeah. I think we discussed a lot.
So yeah.
Thank you for watching, and hope to see you next week. Bye bye.